What's going on, guys? Welcome back to JR Garage and welcome back to the burnt Ferrari FF saga. At the end of part 2, I said this would not be the last video you see with the FF because insurance offered us the opportunity to buy the car back for a very, very low price. And we couldn't pass up the opportunity to have our baby back. Our very burnt, crispy baby back. That's right. The Ferrari FF is coming back to the garage and we are going to rebuild this thing. I know you thought it would be impossible, but nothing is impossible with YouTube. I mean, you guys see Tavarish rebuilding the Flood P1, Houston rebuilding the Scuba Gotti or whatever he calls it. So who says we can't rebuild the burnt FF? We honestly couldn't let this car go and it's time we rebuild it.
Yeah, it has to live on. You've seen us tackle some major projects on the YouTube channel, some major rebuilds, and I think this will be the biggest one yet.
I mean, it shouldn't be that bad. Like, it's totally doable. Think about it. We wanted to do a convertible conversion anyway, so we basically already have the opportunity to do that. We just chop this off fully. The engine is probably good. I mean, clearly, it's still here. We got the block, we got the intake manifold. I mean, coil packs are still here. Oh, okay. We might need one extra coil pack. Springs. They're looking a little crusty rusty, but I think they should still work. And then obviously the expensive part of this car, the carbon ceramic brakes, we're good. So I hope you guys are ready. Buckle up, because this is part 1 of the probably 100 part series of rebuilding this car.
Let's go get it on the rack.
Christian, you just said we're rebuilding this car. Why are we at AZ Cycle Parts and why are there a bunch of crash cars over there?
Because we need parts.
Oh, right, we need parts to rebuild it.
Yep, there's a Ferrari engine already in the crate.
I don't think they're believing us, Christian. I think they can see right through us.
Not even I can believe us. This thing is not getting rebuilt, but it will live on in the classic fashion of being parts for other Ferrari FFs, or maybe even Ferrari F12s? Is this engine shared with an F12? These brakes?
There are some parts that carry over to F12s. So this one car will help other FFs and F12s live on. It is giving its life so that other cars can live longer. It's sad, but at least we get one last video out of the car. It's a very sad last video, but in some ways, you know, it's closure for us. Instead of it just going at auction and somebody, you know, scrapping it, and at least we get to be a part of that process and have Mark do it here at AZ Cycle Parts. So if you can't tell already, we are at their HQ here, their massive, massive facility, cars to the ceiling. It's funny, as they were putting it onto the rack, we walked by these cars. This is crazy. Talk about burn damage cars. We got number 2 here. What even is this, Christian? So obviously a Corvette. Is it a Z06? Can you guys tell? Oh my gosh, nitrous. Someone went a little too hard and burned down this whole engine. Dang. What is it? Like, what the heck even is this?
An R8, of course.
Oh yeah. V10? Is it a manual? No. Too bad. Dang, this is gnarly. I hope this guy survived. This is not looking good. So if you've been living under a rock and you haven't seen us here before, then welcome to AZ Cycle Parts, but they have tens of thousands of parts listed on their eBay store for exotic cars and sports cars and stuff like that. So be sure to check them out, link down below. But they are doing us a massive, massive favor by tearing this car down with us. Obviously, we don't have the ability to like bring this thing into our garage and rip it all apart, nor the ability to like scrap the shell and all the rest of the disgustingness that is here. So they'll take care of the residual carcass when we're done here in a few hours.
But we do have an eye for art, and maybe this car will not only live on in other FFs and F12s, but what about on somebody's wall? How cool would this intake be?
So much wall art. I think the intake, the wheels, obviously that one's toast, but like these rear wheels, they're probably no longer salvageable, but they're the perfect piece of wall art. What I'm so annoyed about is someone stole our center caps. They were clearly on the car when we filmed the first video, back up at the tow yard when it was first burned down, and now they're gone. We got bamboozled. And you might think, why am I making a big deal out of it? But I am, because brand new, those center caps like 140 bucks. So the fact that they're gone 3 times at least $100, that's $300 gone. And with this car being such a cheap buyback, that actually is a sizable percentage. Okay, so before we get ripping it apart, I'm sure you guys are wondering how much was the insurance buyback price. So if you didn't know already, when a car is totaled, your insurance company will usually offer you a buyback price, a salvage retained value, and you can decide whether to keep the car or let insurance take it. Sometimes those buyback prices are very, very reasonable and low, and you should jump on it. We've actually bought a few salvages that way. People buy the car back and then they sell it to us. So if you happen to ever crash an exotic, hit us up if you get a buyback offer. But anyway, Christian, what was the amount?
$2,350. Reasonable.
Wow, surprisingly good. For them to give us the buyback at just like 2%, we figured, you know what, you can't go wrong. There has to be at least $2,300 worth of value here.
But we should ask the expert. Mark?
There he is. Mark, look at this beautiful thing we brought you.
It's not beautiful.
It was beautiful.
It's by far the roughest car we've had.
Yeah, I think we do get that award. This is good content for our page and for you. So be sure to follow AZ Cycle Parts on Instagram. What are some cool ones that you've recently had or upcoming?
We had the purple GT3. This Porsche here was actually one of those cars that was stolen for like those street takeover things.
What?
They stole it, vandalized it, and did all their stuff, and then they crashed it and left it up in Sacramento.
Yeah, I mean, it got smacked pretty good, but the engine should be good.
Should be good.
Let's get down to business. Wow, the one thing that survived, perfect.
I think we're gonna find more than one thing.
It's there? Nice, we needed the wheel lock. Oh, that sounds terrible. Wow, check that out, guys. I'd say the rear strut is totally okay. Wow.
Rear left corner.
Eyebox springs. This looks really good back here. Control arm. A lot of stuff is good back here. It's just a little scrub and bubbles and we'll be back in business.
So we think we're gonna take the calipers, see if they are rebuildable or not. We're gonna take the rotors, see if they are salvageable or not. Maybe the hubs.
Are they super lightweight?
Yeah.
Wow. Carbon ceramics. I know we're just like 10 minutes into tearing down the FF, but I gotta say I'm having so much fun already. What a cool, unique opportunity to get you guys in on this action, behind the scenes, tearing a car apart. This is what they do all day, every day, and they are so good at it. Within a matter of probably 4 hours, this car is gonna be entirely ripped apart and we'll have every single salvageable good piece off of it ready to sell on eBay. So I hope you guys are enjoying this cool little perspective. It's not too hard to tell what car this used to be.
Come on.
Almost one more bolt.
Guys, this is just solidified melted aluminum from the fender. It all collected on the A-arm and he just popped it off. Like, what the heck? Okay guys, I had to contribute a little bit and the diffuser looks pretty simple for me to do. Now we can see the transmission. Oh, it's looking decent. Christian, where's the PTU? Remember, front transmission. Where even is it? It hangs off the front of the engine, they said. Wow, yeah, here it is. No way, there's the front transmission. 2 gears in it. This is the one that goes bad all the time. That little thing right there, I think from the dealers, 35 grand? Oh, yikes. But hey, kind of survived. It's $100 on eBay.
I don't wanna call you. I don't wanna know what you think. I'm the one you go to whenever you feel like you're about to sing.
So obviously everything in the middle is toast. Nothing is salvageable in here. So we're just tossing all the trash inside. Make life easy. Okay, unplugged and Bam. Oh yeah, no, melted. Darn.
Dang it.
The left one's good. Maybe somebody could use this for parts. Okay, the left one, I looked it up, it's worth probably 400 bucks. This one, maybe 100 bucks as a core. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. It has the tips and everything built in. Yeah, somebody can use this for parts. Cores, yeah, it's got the lights. Somebody will want this, even though it can't fully be put on because that stupid little burn damage. We almost had a perfect bumper.
Yeah, I mean, even some of the people, like if they got rear-ended, they might just need a plug off one of these. Like the whole harness isn't good,
Yeah.
but they can still use plugs. They can still use some of the sensors. I mean,
Cool, that's a little bit of money. Okay, so we've already gotten a ton of parts fished off the car, and I've been looking as we're pulling parts, I'm thinking, you know, what would be a cool piece to give away off the car? Something that can be shipped somewhat easily and something that is really cool at the same time. Obviously, we're not trying to give somebody this, oh, it's off of our Ferrari. Yeah, no one cares. But Christian's like, dude, give away the last center cap that they didn't steal. I forgot, they missed one. You can see the little pick mark where they tried to pick at it to pull it off to steal it, but they did not succeed. So we have this, we'll pop it off from the backside, should pop right off, and we'll give that away. That's like that's a really cool giveaway piece.
That's pretty sweet.
Right, it's got that little burn damage to it, so you know it came off the JR Garage FF. We'll be picking one person from this video to get that, along with, I think Mark is willing to throw in a t-shirt, so we'll go inside in just a minute. But here's the challenge. We're gonna have you guys comment down below. So obviously to get entered, you gotta like this video and then drop a comment down below what you guys think the total value of all the parts that we're gonna be able to successfully pull off this car will be on their eBay store. So total top line, like retail value. Obviously not every part's gonna sell for full price or whatnot, but when Fred goes to list all these parts on eBay, what will the total amount be? I mean, what's your guess?
Well, now that I have some insider information about the engine, 10 grand.
Insider information. I went to go get tacos.
Oh.
What do you mean insider information?
Oh, it's not good.
All right, well, I was banking on a lot of the value being in the engine, but apparently there's an update. We have the wheels that might have some value. The brakes, obviously I think there's a lot of value in the brakes, especially the rear carbon ceramics, which really are in good shape. The taillights, stuff like that. So be sure to comment down below with your total guess, and then when it's all listed, we'll get that total, and then we'll go into the comments and see who was closest, and then we'll announce it either next video or on our Instagram, so be sure to follow. Now let me run in the office and see if Mark's willing to throw in a t-shirt. And now we are inside the office because Mark is nice enough to sweeten the deal by throwing in free merch to this winner. So what do we got here? 258 miles per hour. Is that a typo? Did you mean 158?
No, we do half-mile racing with shift sector around the country. We were fortunate enough to be able to break the record for the fastest Lamborghini STO in the world.
So a stock one's probably in a half, 160,
155.
yeah. Okay, 155. So you're literally over 100 miles per hour faster. How much horsepower does that take?
All of it.
Can you go faster? Will you go faster? Like,
So the world record right now is 259.9.
oh my, okay, one away.
Our goal is to break that, the first to do 260, and then we'll be the fastest of anything in the world.
Whoever wins and gets the closest guess will get a free t-shirt. Thanks for throwing in the
No
shirt.
problem.
All right, back at the car. I can't wait any longer. What do you mean bad news with the engine? I was banking on there being a good block and maybe good heads and salvageable parts that are very expensive.
So obviously at the beginning, there was a whole lot of speculation about what could have possibly gone wrong on our Ferrari. Was it some sort of fuel leak or hitting something in the road?
Or arson, like.
Or arson?
By the way, the inspector came out. Turo assigned somebody to come out to do an investigation, and then sure enough, just like we figured, they said, we have no ability to form a conclusion based on what we have here. And I'm like, shocker, not much to see. But apparently he missed something because we now found the smoking gun, you're saying?
Yes. If they had a chance at the Copart yard to raise it and look up underneath of it, they would have seen a giant hole in the bottom of the engine. And unfortunately, it's not an oil pan kind of thing. This is a dry sump. And so the block whole rotating assembly is right there.
What?
On the bottom of the engine. My guess is that this thing was way up at redline, let go, and continued to spin and cause lots of carnage because there's a whole giant slice through the engine block. When we lower these forklifts, the whole drive chain should just drop down.
Yeah, the pallet's in the way because we're lifting it out. Okay, well, we'll get you guys a view in just a second, but apparently that's what caused the fire, because I guess the oil would immediately spray everywhere, lighting up on the headers, you know, burning the whole car down. Okay, the big question mark now is the transmission. Did it survive? What condition is it in? And if it is good, then that's some huge money right there. We can make our money back on the toast engine with a good transmission. Here we go. Dropping a 6.3 liter V12 out of the car. Now for the transmission. Let's hope we have better luck back here. Okay.
That's all free.
Okay. Looks pretty good. Wow. That worked. You've done that a few times.
But have you ever done a Ferrari FF?
Yes, sir.
You have?
Yeah, I've done one that wasn't burned, so it's a lot
Yeah, the trunk struts are good.
still actually in great shape, dude. That's
Huh.
crazy.
That is a sight you don't get to see too often. Poor thing. I'll miss you, buddy. All right, guys, we're trying to get you a better view of this carnage, supposed carnage. I haven't seen it yet. Dang, check that out, guys. I think that would lead to a problem.
You know what's wrong with it?
Ain't got no gas in it. Why can I see out the other side of it? I can see out to the passenger side. Go out to the other side. Christian, I can see you through the motor. Yeah, there you are. What? Hold on, I gotta come to that side. All right.
That rod was like a saw blade.
It literally is like a saw blade. It's a perfect sharp line. Cool to at least have closure on what caused all this, but that sucks because that's a $5,000 that we're not getting out of the bottom end of the motor. Yeah, we could make a nice table with a great story. What do you guys think? Should we make a V12 table? And this is why we're here documenting the whole teardown, because stuff like that. Didn't expect to find the root cause of all of this. One thing that's funny, check this out. So the thieves who stole our center caps also tried to steal the horse. You can see how it's bent up, see? Right here, right here, right here. And then look, you can see the screwdriver marks underneath it where they tried to pry it up and off. Obviously they weren't successful, so they gave up, but it's like, it's so annoying because this is a really expensive horse. Thieves suck. I'm glad they didn't steal much more than just those few things, but still, like, that's money that is now not our money, but whatever. And then Christian's hard at work on cleaning up this engine so that they have a easier time disassembling it to see if parts are good. I do want this intake manifold. I feel like that'd be a cool piece of wall art for sure. What do you guys think? Comment down below. Is the exhaust good? Like, obviously exhausts are meant to take a lot of heat, so are the catalytic converters still good? And then what about the headers? Like, the headers are designed to take a ton of heat, so maybe the headers are okay too. Introducing Operation Remove the Pininfarina badge. So let's see if we can do this without breaking it. So we're just gonna try to pry it off. This is probably like $100 new. Come on, just like that. Almost there. Don't break. Yes. All right. Anyone want a Pininfarina badge? Wow, it's actually like metal. It's not plastic like Lamborghini logos. That's cool. Okay, you think you got it all? Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh, where's Mike Rowe from Dirty Jobs when you need him? This is disgusting. We're trying to just clean it up so it makes life easier for the guys here disassembling it. I will say it's a lot easier when you don't have to worry about the wires and stuff. Just being able to snip them and cut them off, it makes pretty quick work of all this stuff. So, boom, and Mac just got the transmission separated out of this rear subframe. All right, that's gonna be some big money right there. And there you go, there's a Ferrari FF header assembly. What do you guys think? Should we get another FF? I never asked that before, but like, should we replace this car with another one and do it all again? That was a good car while it lasted.